This is a PowerPoint on the Mercenary hero cards. Starting, of course, with Demon Hunter, you have Kurtrus Demon Render. This card was pretty good in its standard, and it has a mini combo in Wild with Expendable Performers and Fellfire Deadeye, where you can keep repeating the hero power over and over again as they attack and deal damage to your opponent. It's not great. It's just something you can do. A lot of people experiment with this in things like Reno Demon Hunter, trying to make it work, but it's not very good. Kurtrus Demon Render, though, is a very powerful card. Just getting, 5/4, 6/4 demons is pretty much good enough a lot of the time. And then making your hero power just a direct upgrade is actually just really strong. Then you have Wild Heart, Guff, and Druid. Everyone fucking hates this card. Everyone that played in Guff was in Standard hates this card. People that play in Wild when Guff is strong hate this card. People fucking hate this card. It's one of the most hated cards of all time. It gives you 20 goddamn mana. It was nerfed to make it so that you gain empty mana crystals because for some reason, on release, Guff gave you full mana crystals on the Battlecry and the hero power because why the fuck not? Stupid ass decision in my opinion, but that's on me. Then you have Hunter with Beast Stalker Tavish. This is my favorite hero card from the Mercenaries personally. I love Tavish a lot. He's really fun. You play him and you can get the upgraded secrets, which are just cool. Improved secrets are cool. Getting Emotion Denied, so you can deal 9 damage. Explosive Trap deals 3 damage to everything. Open the Cages summons 2 animal companions. You have other ones like Emergency Maneuvers to get 2 dormant copies, Pack Tactics to get 2 3/3s, Improve Zombies, there are 2/2s, a bunch of different secrets, stuff like that. The hero power actually was buffed. It was 3 mana on release to match, Animal Companion, but that was really bad. Tavish did suck up until that buff, but after that he was really good. When Year of the Phoenix rotated, all of the secrets that weren't in Standard in Tavish were not in his pool. So what that means is that they updated Tavish to not have those cards, so it made his secret pool smaller. And they didn't make it so it was normal in Wild. He had the smaller secret pool in Wild, so he didn't have things like, I think it was Pack Tactics and maybe Ice Trap and like one other, like Snake Trap, I think, weren't in his secret pool at the time, so you would be pretty likely to get Explosive Trap, and it was actually really strong having Explosive Trap almost all the time. It made Tavish very good, and then of course once he rotated, they put every single secret back in the pool. His quality has gone down significantly because of that, but he's still a great card, easily a top 5 card in the Hunter class. Obviously, as you know, I play Hunter a lot, so I say that pretty confidently. Great card. If you don't have him and you want to play Hunter, you should probably own him. He's great in, he was pretty good in Questline because what you can do is if you don't get the second Questline trigger before you play the Tavish hero card, his hero power will stay at 0 because playing a hero card replaces the 0 cost hero power. It's not permanent like Raza. So what you can do is you can build up infinite boards with spells with Tavish, and it's really fun. Sometimes you just get 7 Huffers, and it's really, really, really funny. I don't know. I just love Tavish. I just wanted to talk about him. Oops. Sorry. Then you have Mage and Magister Dawngrasp. This card was actually banned multiple times due to bugs in both formats. It used to crash the game, things like that. It was actually really good in Quest Mage. You run it in Hero Power Mage. It was good in Standard. Recasting spells is really powerful. Recasting Ice Block is really good. You could recast the Open the Waygate because it was an arcane spell. It's really powerful. Arcane Burst was actually buffed. It started at 1 damage and then was buffed to 2. This is probably, I would say, probably the best Honorable Kill card as well. Honorable Kill is a pretty mediocre mechanic, but this is probably the best Honorable Kill card of the bunch. Maybe Dragonbane Shot, but that's the only other one you could even consider. Then you have Lightforge Cariel. This card was released at 7 mana, and it got nerfed. And then it never was reverted, even though it wasn't very good in Wild. It should have been reverted. I could not tell you why. The hero power is Blessing of Queens, which is obviously a reference to Blessing of Kings. And then the immovable object is the weapon you equip. You take half damage. In the lore, it's taken from fucking Kresh. That means she killed Kresh and stole his fucking shell. You can understand why her and Rokara are like the main theme of the two fighting in Alterac Valley. the unmovable object versus the unstoppable force. Fuck Cariel, bro. Why did she kill Kresh? Kresh is such a G. So dumb. I know it's just lore, but it's hilarious to think about stuff like that. Then you have Xyrella the Devout. This card is pretty decent overall. From my memory, it saw some play in Standard, mainly just because it has a really good hero power. Dealing 5 for 2 mana, even if it's only every other turn, is pretty good. Retriggering Death Rattles is also really powerful. It's the same way that Shudderwalk is really powerful, because eventually there just are going to be enough powerful battle cries that Shudderwalk became powerful enough. And then, Xyrella, eventually there will be enough powerful Death Rattles, as long as you can trigger them, that it becomes like a win the game card. You can already run it with things like Cobalt Sand Trooper or Leper Gnome or any kind of Death Rattle that will hit your opponent's face to try and kill them that way. It's not great, don't get me wrong, but it is something you can do. I've actually seen people use Void Spike with Sing-Along Buddy and Garrison Commander for a 20 damage combo, and it's not the worst thing ever. I wouldn't do it personally, but if you have extra dust and you already own Xyrella and want to make a funny deck, go for it, man. It's really funny. Then you have Rogue with Shadowcrafter Scabs. This card was originally 7 mana, but why? This is one of the biggest anomalies of a card I've ever seen. Did Blizzard really think that 7 mana evasion that summoned 2 4/2s and gave you this fucking broken ass hero power would be balanced? What? Actually, what? This is one of the weirdest balance decisions I've ever seen, that they really thought this card would be fair at 7 mana. It obviously fucking wasn't, because look at Reno Lone Ranger. It's similar to Reno Lone Ranger in the fact that it deletes your board. If this only deleted the opponent's board and didn't trigger Death Rattles, it would be fucking insane. Guess what card does that? Reno Lone Ranger. Of course, Scabs is not too crazy and wild. He has some decks where you can run him. You can use the hero power for different things, and there are some decks where you can run Beardo combos with the hero power. It's not great, obviously, but I just can't get over the fact they thought this card would ever be fair in Standard. I'm not gonna lie. Then you have Shaman with Brukan of the Elements. This card saw a lot of play in both formats, actually, and only really stopped seeing play because of Reno Lone Ranger just being a strictly better card. The elements are, you can give all your minions Death Rattle, summon a 1/1, you can summon, that's actually from Battlegrounds. Sorry, that one's from Battlegrounds. What are you talking about? You have the fire one, which deals 6 health to the enemy hero. You have the water one, which heals 6 health to all friendly allies. You have the lightning one, which deals 2 damage to all minions. And then you have the earth one, which summons 2 2/3s. The thing is, though, is that because of the way that this card works, with Shutter Block, you can make it so you can deal 18 damage to your opponent with Brukan of the Elements. Because Brukan is casting the, command the elements, get the damage, it's not triggering it as its battle cry, which goes around the Shutter Block, making it so you can't deal damage to your opponent. It's not significant enough to ever warrant needing to be changed, but it is something that you can do, and it can catch your opponents by surprise if you are running it. Then you have Warlock with Red Lich Tamsin. Everyone knew this was coming. Tamsin is the best of the mercenaries by far. Every single one of Tamsin's cards was good and didn't need to be buffed to be good. That's the thing. Tamsin was just incredibly powerful as a Warlock at a time where Warlock was incredibly powerful, so it's pretty clear that Tamsin was going to be the best. Plus, Tamsin just has better cards overall than a lot of the other ones. Deal 3 to all minions is the good part of Tavish, and Tamsin does it no matter what. You draw 3 cards, which is really powerful, and then you get, 3/3s. Obviously, the 3/3s aren't anything special, but they're nice, and then your hero power becomes a little bit better. You don't take damage, and you still get the 3/3s, which do add up and do significant things. And then you have Warrior with Rokara the Valorous, who I spoke on before, that you had Unstoppable Force versus the Immovable Object was the part of the battle for Alterac of Rokara versus Cariel. Rokara was actually buffed. It had 5 armor like most every other hero card, but it was buffed to 10, and then it became a lot better. You would run Rokara all the time in your ETC and Even Warrior, and it was almost always the correct pick, because 7 mana deal 15 damage would just win you the game a lot of the time, on top of if you had your shield block, which would be another 10, so it'd be 25 for 9, which wasn't that crazy to do after you play Odin, which is a turn 8 play, so it was actually really good. Again, this is one of the better honorable kill cards. I would say that the hero power is definitely the least useful part of this card. You really mainly just wanted the weapon and the 10 armor to gain attack. That's where this card was at its best overall, was in Even Warrior, in my opinion. That might not be true for Standard, but definitely for Wild. So I would still say that Varden is a better honorable kill card because you actually do play hero power Mage. Yeah, in conclusion, if you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. And yeah, what's your favorite Mercenary hero card? What's your least favorite? How much do you think that Shadow Crafter Scabs should have been fucking 8 mana on release? Because that is so stupid that it was 7. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Shadows are rising again!
Darker than they've ever been.